Well, this is not a spring chicken. Just because the Democrats in Acorn are doing alleged fraudulent voter registrations, don't think they're the only ones, because aren't the Republicans doing that too? So for now, this is not a spring chicken. We'll bring Oldecam on for comments on the headlines of today. So Republicans accused of voter fraud.
Yeah, they managed to find one Republican that was doing it, but that's the this basically all the news you hear about is the one Republican, not the 16 or 17 states Acorn has been charged in with unbelievable hundreds of thousands of votes. They got one guy with one vote though.
And that one Republican?
He is a registered Democrat, from what I understand.
Oh.
And they said there is a slight rumor that he might be an Acorn supporter.
Oh, interesting.
Which means, why do you think he was fraudulently kidding Republicans?
An early voting crunch.
Yeah, and I saw it. They all tend to be Obama supporters. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm. Analysts, oil needs to stay at $100.
It needs to stay below $70, guys. The $100 is what put us in the problem we're in.
And over.
Yeah.
Right. Credit crisis prompting investors to pull out of alternative energy.
Yeah. Okay. We have been saying that for weeks, but now they're finally getting the idea there is no money to put into that stuff.
Palin, it's not negative campaigning to discuss his record.
Okay. Mark Twain. The one thing that people don't want to hear is the truth. If you tell them the truth, it's negative campaigning. Tell them a lie every time.
I know, they'd rather hear that one.
If you said Barack Obama was the son of Saddam Hussein, there'd be no complaints whatsoever, because it's an outright lie. But to tell him the truth about his, that he's an associate of a terrorist, that is negative campaigning.
Senator Obama leaving the campaign trail on Thursday.
He's got a sick mother.
Or grandmother?
I would have left the trail yesterday, not wait till Thursday. To me, that looked more like he's pulling a campaign stunt to wait. What's he waiting for? Her to get worse before he goes?
Bush willing to consider a second stimulus package.
Well, yeah, because the banks aren't loaning any money. What makes you think that if you give a bank another $10 billion, that bank is going to be any looser with credit? They know the Democrats want to put them all in jail for loaning money before. So if you loan money again, that just makes you, if something doesn't work right, they're going to think twice again about jailing you.
So are they waiting for the election?
They're waiting for the election to see who wins. If Obama wins, watch the credit tighten up in 2 weeks.
Kurt Kerkorian sells 7.3 million shares in Ford.
Because he said Ford has no future, because Ford cannot get through it ahead. Muscle cars are dead. But they are building hybrids of them.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Just
and
like
it's just not Ford either.
No, they're all building hybrids, which nobody wanted. You build a hybrid of a car that you couldn't sell before, what makes you think you're going to sell it now?
Well, don't they just want those cars that they sell in Europe that get 64 miles to the gallon?
Yeah, but they can't sell them here. Our country won't allow it.
Because our emissions.
That's right.
For car dealers, tight credit is fueling a catastrophe.
Yeah, we've also been talking about that. It's all about money. If you can't get hold of any money, you can't buy anything. I mean, we were at the Consumer Electronics Forum this week, and actually we just left a little while ago to go back to work in Los Angeles. A lot of them are talking about the fact that they can't get financing for their big ticket items, and it's the big ticket items they need to sell to show a profit for the season.
Troops' pain meds raise concerns.
Well, since the dawn of man, the pain medication for troops have raised concerns. Nothing new.
Nothing new?
Because they overly medicate instead of treat, because it's easier to do that.
Nissan to cut production.
Because they can't get financing.
Good reason.
You
It's
can sell,
probably not them.
My guess, if you could get financing, you could still sell as many cars. They just can't get financing.
Amex reports 24% decline in third quarter earnings.
Yeah, because that's what's the credit card. We've talked about that too.
I know.
We have called them trying to ask what our bill is, and we know we've got a bill. They just simply aren't. They're changing their system, so it's all going to hit you at once, I think.
IMF, more European banks could fail.
Yeah, just like ours. The reason why they're nationalizing banks is because the banks are refusing to lend money. and banks that refuse to lend money are going to fail.
Young lions ready to roar in the series.
Oh, you know, like 2 24-year-old pitchers do not make. Now, I mean, I go back to a day when I saw an 18-year-old Lou Krause who just turned 18 pitch a 3-hit shutout in his very first game. That's a young lion. A 24-year-old that's been around a while is not a young lion. We got choo-choo trains behind us, folks.
Yeah.
Because this is where they used to shoot movie with. See that behind us? This is from the historic Lone Pine area.
This is another part of the historic Lone Pine area.
And maybe as we can, we'll bring you more locations over the past few months.
Cities face alarming homeless numbers.
Well, when they lose their homes, they become homeless. And a lot of people are losing their homes. I mean, we know people over by the Pacific Coast Highway that are living in the motorhomes or trailers that they used to own.
Oh no, isn't that bad?
Yeah, actually, I don't even. We used to own that. Actually, might be it because they might not still own them.
I love this one. Maybe I shouldn't say that. It said, "Blame the hormones, men. The economy is your fault."
I go in to look at things. Women go in to buy. I didn't buy that brand new purse today, did I?
Hope for credit lifts markets.
And since this, you know, okay, we're talking the market tanked again today because the banks aren't loaning money.
Well, oh, here's one. This one's up. Netflix profit up 30%.
I don't see how. I mean, I do not see how they can be up. You know, unless the fact that because nobody is going out, that people are renting more. But Blockbusters isn't up, and there's a Blockbuster all over the place.
Why sorry isn't in many CEOs' vocabularies. Number 1, prison. Number 2, it's not my fault.
Okay, number 1, it isn't their fault. The company simply, the credit problem caused the situation. 2, you know, what are they going to send to prison for? They broke no laws. And 3, the contracts were legal and viable. I mean, if you're not, nobody for is going to work as a head of a company making less than this top salespeople are making.
That's for sure. And then be liable for it too.
That's right. Go to jail if you run a company that doesn't make any money.
Virginia votes. Virginia voters, officials brace for 90% turnout.
Yeah, I would love to see a 90% turnout. Okay, if you gave away full free food and drinks, you couldn't get a 90% turnout by the American Press Corps. And they'll go anywhere for free food and drinks. I mean, we were at a function last night that there was only like 4 press people at the thing, and they were serving lobster and they were serving this, and we're talking a gourmet buffet last night, guys. And we couldn't get more than 4 press people to it.
Nebraska lawmaker agrees on limits for safe haven.
Yeah, because, you know, people from out of state could dump their kids off.
Cholera outbreak kills 11-year Zimbabwe capital.
Yeah, because they don't have, and these are the type of things they want us to buy medicine from countries where they don't have the same standards as we do.
Oh, isn't that why we get into problems with food?
Yeah, they don't have the same standards as we do.
Music video game set for an encore.
Yeah, because there's new versions of Guitar Hero, which every year I think they have a new version and other things. So.
Yeah, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, and of course, Wii Music.
Yeah, Wii Music. Wii Music is trying to rejuvenate itself because it's another year.
Suit up for Halloween and do-it-yourself duds.
Oh, it's always fun to make your own Halloween costumes. I used to do it in my family all the time. I'd paint faces. We'd have skeletons. We'd have ghosts. We'd have monsters.
Oh, you have to see this one. Actually, oops. I'm sorry. You might just have to wait on how to make your own. Don and Betty Draper, Sarah Palin, Joe the Plumber, or the Jonas Brothers. Yeah. Anyway, a Mark Twain, a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Okay, this is a good one. Why?